Hi, I'm Zoe. Most people don't look twice at the girl pushing the mop at Memorial Hospital, which makes it easier to hide what I can do with my hands. Girl, you look dead on your feet, Danielle called from behind the cafe counter as I dragged myself in for my break. Double shift again? Third one this week. I collapsed onto the stool, feeling the familiar ache in my lower back. Bills don't pay themselves. Danielle slid me a turkey sandwich and coffee I hadn't ordered. On the house. Your apartment situation get sorted? Landlord's giving me till Friday before he changes the locks. I took a grateful bite. 2 jobs and I'm still drowning. You could always heal people for cash. She winked, keeping her voice low. I nearly choked on my sandwich. Shut up. Someone might hear you. Only Danielle knew about the warm tingling that happened sometimes when I touched sick people. Started when I was 8, after my grandma taught me to pray with my hands. The praying didn't stick, but the healing did. Dr. Martinez was looking for you earlier, Danielle mentioned, wiping down the counter. Something about the 3rd floor. I finished my sandwich quickly. Dr. Martinez was one of the few doctors who treated the cleaning staff like actual humans. I found him outside room 307, reviewing a chart with a worried expression. There you are, Zoe. Could you clean this room? Special request? The moment I stepped inside, I felt it. That pull, like a magnet drawing me toward the bed where a young man lay perfectly still, machines breathing for him. Car accident, Dr. Martinez said quietly. Trent Ashton. His father's some big-shot businessman. Kid hasn't shown any brain activity since they brought him in. My fingers tingled just looking at him. Don't even think about it, he warned. His father has half the hospital board in his pocket. As if summoned by our whispers, the door swung open. A tall man in an expensive suit stormed in, followed by 2 assistants tapping on tablets. Why isn't my son in the private wing yet? His voice filled the room like he owned the air itself. Mr. Ashton, we're preparing the transfer now, Dr. Martinez explained. Your son's condition is still very delicate. I didn't pay for excuses. Victor Ashton barely glanced at his son before checking his watch. Something about his coldness made me bold. I could help him. 3 heads turned toward me like I'd sprouted a second nose. Excuse me? Victor's eyes narrowed. Your son. I can help him. Dr. Martinez shot me a warning look, but I stepped closer to Trent's bed. Who let the cleaning lady in here? Victor laughed, actually laughed. Security. I'm serious, I insisted. Just let me try. All I need is... What? A donation? Some food? Let me guess. Feed you and you'll heal my son? His mockery cut through the room. I've dealt with enough con artists since my son's accident. Mr. Ashton, please. Dr. Martinez tried to intervene. No, I want to hear this. What's your miracle cure? Prayer? Energy healing? Or just plain old desperation for attention? Security appeared at the door. Victor pointed at me. Remove this delusional person from my son's room and make sure she doesn't come near him again. As rough hands pulled me away, Victor's voice followed me. Next time, send someone qualified to clean, not someone qualified for the psych ward. The security guard practically dragged me to the service elevator. Listen, don't take it personal. That man gets anyone fired who looks at him sideways. I found Danielle in the break room, eyes red and puffy. Mom's insurance claim got denied again, she said, wiping her eyes. They said her treatment is experimental, even though it's her only shot. What company is it? Ashton Health Partners. My mom worked 30 years at his factory before getting sick. Now they won't cover her treatment. The next morning, I overheard nurses talking while mopping. He made Becky cry yesterday, called her incompetent because his son's water wasn't cold enough. That's nothing. He got Jenkins fired for asking him to move his car from the ambulance bay. Dr. Martinez touched my shoulder. You okay, Zoe? That man is a monster. Listen, I've got night shift this week. Trent's readings spike every time they move him for cleaning. Victor leaves by 9 every night. His wife stays sometimes, but she's different. That night, I hid my cart in the supply closet. At 9:30, Dr. Martinez texted me the all clear. The room was dimly lit when I slipped in. I gently placed my hands on Trent's arm. The tingling started immediately, stronger than I'd ever felt. You've got a lot of people pulling for you. Don't let your dad's bad energy keep you down. After about 10 minutes, his monitors beeped. His heart rate increased slightly. His eyelids fluttered, not opening, but definitely moving. The door clicked open. A thin woman with tired eyes stared at me. Who are you? I'm sorry, Mrs. Ashton. I was just... Heather, she corrected. What were you doing to my son? Before I could answer, Trent's finger twitched. We both froze. Did you see that? Heather whispered. The door burst open again. Victor stood there, face flushed with rage. What the hell is going on? You! I'll have you arrested! Victor, wait! Heather stepped between us. Trent moved his finger. Because of my new neurologist. Not this. Trespasser. Your son responded to human contact. I fired back. Maybe if you tried it instead of just throwing money around. Security! Victor bellowed. Please. Heather grabbed my arm. What's your name? Zoe. Zoe what? I want her full name for the restraining order, Victor demanded. As security pulled me away, I heard Victor on the phone. Call a press conference. Tell them my son is showing remarkable improvement thanks to the specialists I've brought in. I was officially banned from the hospital's 3rd floor, but Dr. Martinez managed to keep me on staff by transferring me to the basement level. This isn't over, I told Danielle as we huddled in the cafeteria the next day. I know I can help that boy. Girl, you need to let this go before you lose your job completely. Danielle pushed her coffee aside. Though I wouldn't mind seeing that jerk get what's coming to him after what his company did to my mom. Dr. Martinez joined us, sliding a newspaper across the table. Check out page 3. The headline read, Ashton heir shows signs of recovery after father's intervention. He's taking credit. I slammed my hand on the table. After getting me thrown out. That's not all. Dr. Martinez leaned in closer. The hospital board approved his request to bring in his own medical equipment. Stuff I've never even heard of. Is that legal? Danielle asked. When you donate a wing? Unfortunately, yes. But I've heard rumors that Ashton's medical equipment company has had safety recalls that he's kept quiet. My phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. This is Heather Ashton. We need to talk. Parking garage level 2, 4 p.m. At 4 o'clock, I found Heather sitting in a black SUV with tinted windows. Get in, quickly. She looked nervous, constantly checking her rearview mirror. How did you get my number? I have my ways. She handed me a flash drive. Victor doesn't know I have this. It's documentation of every corner he's cut with his medical manufacturing. Defective heart monitors, contaminated IV lines, expired medications repackaged as new. Why are you showing me this? Because he's bringing that equipment here for our son. Her hands trembled. And because I saw what happened when you touched Trent. He responded to you. You believe me? I've been married to Victor for 20 years. I know a fraud when I see one, and you're not it. He is. We hatched a plan. Heather would help me visit Trent during Victor's business trips. Dr. Martinez would monitor Trent's progress and document everything. Danielle would keep watch. For 2 weeks, I spent every night I could with Trent. Each time, the connection grew stronger. His fingers started to move. His eyelids fluttered more frequently. Can you hear me, Trent? I whispered on the 15th night, my hands glowing warm against his. If you can hear me, blink twice. His eyelids fluttered, then deliberately closed and opened. Twice. Oh my God, I gasped. Do it again. He repeated the movement. You're in there. I knew it. Tears streamed down my face. Listen, your dad is planning to use you for publicity. He's bringing in dangerous equipment. We need your help. His lips moved slightly, no sound coming out. What is it? I leaned closer. Not... Dad. His voice was barely a whisper. Monster. The door opened and Heather rushed in. Victor's on his way back. He's moved up the press conference to tomorrow morning. Trent spoke to me. Heather's eyes widened. What did he say? Before I could answer, Dr. Martinez burst in. Victor's prototype equipment arrived. It's worse than we thought. None of it's been approved by the FDA. We need to stop him, I said. We will. Heather squeezed her son's hand. Trent, honey, we need you to be brave tomorrow. His eyes opened fully for the first time, looking directly at me. I'm ready. The hospital conference room was packed with reporters as Victor stood at the podium, perfectly posed for the cameras. I watched from the back, wearing a borrowed lab coat with Dr. Martinez and Danielle beside me. When my son was injured, I spared no expense, Victor announced, his voice dripping with false emotion. While others might have given up, I knew my resources could save him. Today, you'll witness what millions of dollars in cutting-edge treatment can accomplish. Heather stood rigidly beside her husband, catching my eye with a subtle nod. The equipment developed by my company has revolutionized Trent's care. Other hospitals should take note. This is what happens when you invest properly. I slipped toward the side door leading to Trent's room, where we'd prepared everything the night before. Now, I'd like to introduce the medical team I personally assembled, who will explain the miracle they've achieved with my funding. That was my cue. I entered Trent's room where he lay, eyes open and alert. Ready? Ready. His voice was stronger after our nightly sessions. I pushed his gurney through the door and into the conference room. A gasp went through the crowd as Victor's face drained of color. What is she doing here? Security! Victor shouted. Wait! Trent called out, his voice carrying across the room. I want to speak! The room fell silent as Trent slowly pushed himself up to a sitting position. My recovery isn't because of expensive equipment, Trent said clearly. It's because of Zoe, the janitor my father had thrown out for offering to help me. Cameras flashed frantically as Victor lunged toward the podium. My son is confused. This woman is delusional. The only delusion is believing your money makes you untouchable, Trent continued. Zoe healed me when your specialists couldn't. Dr. Martinez stepped forward, distributing folders to reporters. These are Trent's medical records, showing improvement only during the time Zoe visited him. Visits arranged by Mrs. Ashton against her husband's orders. And this, Danielle added, passing out more documents, is evidence of Ashton Health Partners denying legitimate claims, including my mother's cancer treatment. Heather took the microphone. My husband's companies have been cutting corners for years. His medical equipment has caused patient deaths. I have the records to prove it. This is slander, Victor shouted, but reporters were already firing questions. Is it true your equipment failed FDA testing? Did you knowingly ship defective heart monitors? Have you been bribing hospital boards? Within days, Victor's empire began crumbling. 3 companies launched investigations. The hospital removed his name from the wing. Former employees came forward with more evidence. 6 months later, I stood in the newly opened Martinez-Williams Healing Center, watching Trent walk patients through intake forms. Still can't believe Dad got only probation, Trent said, joining me for coffee. The financial ruin and public disgrace hit him harder than jail would have, I replied. Heather entered, carrying new plants for the waiting room. He called again, begging forgiveness. What did you tell him? I asked. Same thing as always. Some things can't be fixed with money or apologies. Dr. Martinez arrived with good news. Danielle's mom's latest scan came back clear. The treatment worked. I smiled, feeling the familiar warmth in my hands. Not everyone believed in my gift, but enough did. And that was all that mattered. What would you do in Heather and Trent's position? Should they have given Victor a chance at redemption after his apologies? Or were they right to permanently cut him out of their lives? Some believe forgiveness is necessary for healing, while others think toxic people deserve permanent consequences for their actions. Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit the like button and subscribe for more stories where justice is served. Your support helps our channel grow.